that little party I went to?
Where the trash
Diddy
at?
party?
Trash
We went to the little private area
I got it, bro.
behind the cause he had a house behind his house. Like he had a house, a backyard with his backyard with a fat bed, and then it had like a miniature little whatever.
Recently, Chrisean Rock shocked the internet by attacking Yung Miami on Instagram for selling her to Diddy so that she may be used as a freak-off. Miami was dragged for dirt and treated with no kindness because the revelation came at the same time as a victim in the ongoing trial exposed Miami by pretending to be Jane Doe. Miami was Diddy's top freakout queen, she said, and she was actually getting paid more than any of his sidekicks. According to Jane Doe, she was only getting about $10,000 a month, whereas Miami was getting over $250,000, which was then increased to $500,000, according to reports. Diddy increased Miami's monthly payment to $500,000. Yung Miami was also accused of being part of Diddy's illegal business when Little Rod, one of his SA victims, sued him. He only talked about what Miami did to him in his initial complaint, but he then changed his case to reveal that she had accepted payments of up to $250,000 to commit a number of crimes, including selling drugs over state borders on his behalf. For this reason, she was not only freaking out with him, but also hiding his misdeeds and giving him girlfriends. One of them was Chrisean. Little Rod claims that when Diddy asked him to attend a Thanksgiving party in Miami, he slipped narcotics in his drink when he was drunk and essentially unable to defend himself. He ordered Yung Miami to make her relatives say him while he watched and did as he pleased, according to court filings. As I have stated, Lil Rod then added even more embarrassing details regarding Yung Miami to the case. According to him, Miami's cousin entered the restroom while he was there and started touching and verbally abusing him without getting his permission. When Jones exited the bathroom after attempting to push her away, Miami's cousin allegedly followed him, undressed, and attempted to straddle him and have sex with him in front of Diddy and other people. He said that Yung Miami was one of the persons who got paid by Diddy every month to work as his former workers in exchange for giving him females for his parties. Adding several photos from that evening, he went on to show Miami having a blast with Diddy and her cousin. To make matters worse, he also said that she delivered medicines for Diddy whenever he needed them, including his infamous pink, which has been brought up during his trial. He was actually preparing to have another freak-off that day, as evidenced by the fact that it was one of the things the authorities took from his hotel room the day he was detained. But the cops claimed they had no control over it. According to the lawsuit, Robin Greenhill, the accountant, would ensure that wire transfers or cash payments were provided to former workers Frankie Santella, Moybon Brendan, and others in order to deliver this pink to Diddy via Diddy's private jet. Additionally, Paul and KK would be responsible for ensuring that cash payments were made to employees. Long-running allegations said that Diddy was giving Miami as much as $500,000 a month. At one point, they broke up after he reduced it to $250,000. The defendants' continued illicit activity was described in detail by Robin Greenhill, who wired payment to Yung Miami, Jade, and Daphne Joy, who were paid a monthly fee to work as Mr. Combs's former workers, and she didn't accept it. Remember when Miami was so courageous as to tell Diddy's sidekick that Gina would be on her knees consuming her own urine if she simply called Diddy? There was a lot of information provided. You young ladies are beneath me since I am the head of this household. Why else would she act so brazenly over a quarrel that was never really that serious? 'Cause Miami was paying her so much. People were already beginning to believe that he was engaging in extremely unlawful behavior. And they were clearly correct.
Yung Miami put out a tweet a while back and basically was into it with, I guess, one of Diddy's other women.
Mm-hmm.
And she basically said, if I wanted you to eat my cat, Diddy would have had you on your knees by now. Do you think that that was really like her telling on herself before she knew things were gonna hit the fan?
No,
like
I think that was her being herself because she's a dumb.
Damn.
I think she was just telling the truth because almost as rough as Nicki Minaj with females out here. I hear she lace front all the time. Snatching up and throwing them in her nasty twat. Like when I think of the title of her show, I'm like, is that what your victims be saying? Carisha, please?
Oh, man. Damn. Okay.
Please, Carisha, stop, Carisha, please. She likes that. That turns her on. Wild bitch. And her in the sexy red and the Sukianas and all this the saucy Santanas. The whole fucking lot of them. Got sadists. I know a Punisher when I see one. I was a Punisher one time in my life. You know, it takes one to know one. Right. And I used to be hard on but these, they doing I wouldn't do.
Nevertheless, Carissa chose to join in as well when the rumors started to spread online. When Diddy was having freakouts, she revealed that Yung Miami tried to get Chrisean to be Diddy's lover. Adding, there came a time when Miami started getting incredibly she was close to Sean and often took her out. But she didn't truly know why until Diddy was brought into the picture. When she finally started to put things together, she realized that Miami was trying to join Diddy's freak-off group of women.
They was trying to recruit Chrisean. That's what Diddy and what the girl Carisha was trying to recruit Rock. Remember that when they was heavily trying to get Rock to hang out with them? I think they was trying to recruit her. She got a lot going on. We're gonna talk about it on this podcast, and we're gonna get to the nitty gritty of all the gritty of the nitty, because it's necessary. I think them was trying to recruit her, because remember they just had her pulling up to everything. Talking about, do you love her? Mm-hmm. Yeah, remember? See what I'm saying? We don't. This podcast gonna be, because y'all know the mama know everything and everybody business. So we gonna find out on this podcast. We ain't gonna talk no shit about nobody. We ain't gonna mock nobody, but we definitely gonna explore the possibilities that was going on. Because they kept calling her, remember, pull up to the birthday party. Come over here and dance on Carisha. Remember that? I feel like they was trying to recruit that baby to be in on this. That makes, see what I'm saying? That's why I gotta have a podcast, because I gotta get the on the table. Can't nobody get it on the table but my nosy, okay? Tasha K ain't she over there making up. I know we gonna get to the bottom of on this podcast. Tell me if I'm lying. Go on over there and tell me if I'm lying. I'm telling you, they was trying to recruit that baby. He said, let's get her away from him. Mm-hmm. That's what they was doing. We gonna put a couple pounds of that on her and have her fly. They ain't gonna never suspect her.
Damn, that would make so much sense.
Mm-hmm.
That's why he grabbed him and he said, what did he say? He said, do you love her or she needs love? All she needs is love.
All she needs is love.
Ooh.
Now, how about that? We're going to explore all the possibilities.
After conducting their own investigation, people found receipts of the topics Carissa had been speaking about, which initially led them to conclude that she was trying to control the situation. An old video of Chrisean at one of Diddy's parties, when he repeatedly bent over and kissed her face, was also found. She tried to go without him, but he kept her in place because Chrisean seemed so confused and uncomfortable. To make matters even stranger, there is other footage from January of this year. Crone explained how Diddy had jacked up Lemuel Plummer, the executive producer of Daddies, saying that Diddy had invited her and Lemuel to his private room, which was right behind his own house. It seems that this space was used for some secret gatherings that some think are his freakouts. Lemieux was not allowed to have a security with him, and no phones were allowed inside either. Diddy allegedly grabbed Chrisean as soon as she and Lemieux walked into the room to greet him, because he didn't pay her enough for hanging out with criminals. I didn't understand at first how her being underpaid by Lemuel was related to Diddy, but I assumed it was a ruse to make Cushing feel secure in his care, especially while Diddy was trying to entice Chrisean to join his team. Chrisean added that although she and Lemuel started having problems after that day, he started paying her handsomely.
I
will never forget that motherfucking day, bro. So I set a price. I said 200,000. You said 100. I said 150. I'm not going underneath that. Cause what? I'm about to bring a lot to the table. That little party I went to, Diddy party. We went to the little private area behind the cause he had a house behind his house. Like he had a backyard with his backyard with a fat bed, and then it had like a miniature little whatever. And then me and Lemmy go upstairs. They tell him that he can't bring his security. He went in like a little with no security, so it's just me and Lemmy. We go up in there. Hold on. We go up in there. We go upstairs. He like, what's up, Diddy? You know, you met Chrisean. You gave her kisses on the cheek. Early on in the party or whatever. We just wanted to follow up. I'm glad that you Sean. And then he grabbed Lemmy by his neck. It was like, but do you with her? Like, don't play with her. All she need is love. Don't play with her. Don't play with her. And I didn't understand that till
Diddy used this strategy, just like he did with Cassie, to convince Caln that she was entitled to more, and that he would make it happen for her. This was precisely the method he employed to acquire Jane Doe, his second victim whom I mentioned earlier. Jane Doe admitted to seeing Diddy from 2021 until 2024, when he was arrested. As you may remember, Yung Miami knew who Jane Doe was since she had also been seeing Diddy since 2022, until the FBI apprehended him. The story of Jane Doe is precisely the same as Cassie's, except that, unlike Cassie, Jane admitted that she stayed with Diddy because he was paying her rent and gave her over $10,000 a month if she fulfilled all of his demands. She kept telling Diddy that she didn't want to do any of it, including the free coughs. But he just made fun of her by reminding her who was paying the bills and threatening to cease if she left. She started freaking out again after that. Parted ways with him in part because she saw pictures of him with Turks, Xcos, and Yung Miami. He took Miami instead of her, apparently because she refused to freak off with him, because it implies that she was probably aware of the antics and consented to freak off as long as the money was coming in. This made Miami look suspicious. There wouldn't have been any concern if Miami had flipped out with Diddy, wasn't out. Here purportedly attempting to persuade naive females like Sean to join as well, and they pulled her in this manner. Rock wouldn't maintain a secret. Therefore, it would have been a mistake to recruit him, according to one person, and they also needed to acquire Lemmy and Natalie next. This is what Natalie is doing for Lemmy, and Yung Miami is doing it for Diddy. What are your thoughts on this? Do you believe that they genuinely wanted to obtain Chrisean? Don't forget to click here to view this other filthy film, and feel free to leave your comments below.